This was my first full year doing photography full time. I went all in back in July 2020, so this was my first full calendar year making a living from photography and videography. We're talking about the highs, the lows, the good decisions, and the bad. What a year it's been. Hey there, if you're new here, my name's Chris. I teach photography and creative business. I want to say a special hi to all my new subscribers. Welcome to the channel. 2021. What a year. Cheers. A lot has happened in my business. For those of you that don't know, I run a production company called Pieta Productions. We do photo and video for food and beverage brands. Now this video will be strictly talking about that business. I won't be talking about my YouTube journey or my other business where I teach creatives how to do what I do. This video is all about my main business, the production company. I'm making this video for myself just as much as I am making it for you. This is an awesome way for me to review the entire year and see what went well, what didn't go so well, and what I plan fixing for the next year. The main things I'll be focusing on here are rebranding, hiring contractors to help, expanding my service offering to video, changing the way I structure my services, and how many clients and projects I've worked on in the past year. Way back in January of 2021, I went from Crispia Photo to Pieta Productions. I rebranded for a few different reasons. One, I didn't want my new company to just focus on me. I wanted the company to be more than just me. This way I would be able to hire others to help, and clients wouldn't assume that they would always be working with me. I had aspirations to scale the business, and this would help build a bigger brand. I also dropped the photo part of the name and replaced it with Productions because I was going to start offering more and more services. Along with the rebrand, I niched down heavily. Before, my tagline was creative product and lifestyle photography to elevate your brand. I was a generalist. My website portfolio also needed some work. I had portraits, I had product photos, I had lifestyle photos. Companies didn't know what they were getting when they worked with me, so we had to change that. I compiled a portfolio of all of my favorite food and beverage product photography clients and put that up on my new website. No more portraits, no more lifestyle, just product photos. And the new website also had room for video. I put together a product video portfolio for clients to see. I went from solo photographer to a company that does food and beverage product photography and videography. I wanted to own this market. I was actually planning on launching this rebrand in February or March, but then I was invited to go on a podcast in January, and I told the host to introduce me as the owner of Pieta Productions. I wanted to light a fire under me so I could finish this rebrand and put it out into the world. And when the podcast aired, Pieta Productions was born. The biggest change with this new company was that I was now offering product videos. I was pitching these on every discovery call I went on, and they were a lot of fun to make. Incorporating video allowed me to sell larger packages, and it would generate my company more revenue. I was taking on more clients now that I was niched down to food and beverage product photo and video. It was time for part 2 of the master plan, get more help in my business. I knew my biggest bottleneck was editing, so the first thing I did was hire a contractor to edit my photos. I did some extensive interviewing to find the right person for my business. This actually took me a really long time, but in the end, it was all worth it. If you're looking to free up time and don't want to go the contractor route, there are good editing service websites out there as well. By freeing up this editing time, I was able to focus on building up my business even further and gaining new clients. Right after the editor, I ended up hiring an assistant too. I found a virtual assistant via the company's scaling with systems. I paid a pretty hefty placement fee, and they found the perfect virtual assistant for me. Real quick, if you're getting any value, please hit that like button. It really helps me. Hiring an editor and assistant were the best decisions I made last year. All the tasks that I didn't want to do but still had to be done could now be done by my assistant. She's the one that finds leads for me to reach out to. She'll scrape websites for email addresses, find companies in my niche, answer some emails, and so much more. It's like having an extra 40 hours a week to grow your business. Now that I had someone finding all these companies for me, I was also able to be more picky with the clients I worked with. I wanted to start selling higher ticket packages. This will end up meaning that more clients would say no to the prices, but for the clients that said yes, I would be able to deliver higher quality work and devote more time to them. Around the same time, I read the book $100 Million Offers by Alex Hormozi. I got it right here. It broke down how to build out your packages so that you can charge a lot more money for the work that you do. If you're a business owner and you haven't read this book, you should go and read this as soon as you finish this video. This book is a total game changer. I read this book in August and then revamped my website again and incorporated a lot of the principles outlined in that book. I used to sell highly customizable packages and allow the clients to pick the exact number of photos they want. So a lot of the time they would only pick 5 or 10 photos, and that would be a low ticket package. After implementing the principles in the book, I made a couple high value packages that cost more, but also delivered so much more value to the client. They spend more money with me, and with that, they get a lot more in return. So far we've covered rebranding, hiring, and restructuring my offering. This last year, I also got a part-time video editor that I pay per project. He helps me with client videos as well as YouTube videos. He's more involved in the YouTube side of things, so I'll talk about that in my 1 year of YouTube video. Those were the 3 big things that I did to change my business for the better. So how did this translate to new clients? Here's a screenshot of my sales pipeline. Just ignore the scratched out stuff. The important thing to pay attention to here is the discovery calls. I got on the phone with 89 new prospective clients, so about 2 a week. From there, I sent out 85 proposals to those prospects, and of that, 27 people signed. I was able to get 27 new clients in 2021. Now, I'm pretty happy about that. Now that number doesn't include past clients that have signed on for new projects with me. Let's hop into my proposal software that I use and have a look at that. I use PandaDoc to send out all my proposals, so let's see what our numbers are in there. The important box to look at here is the completed box. This is the number of proposals that were signed in this calendar year. We're at 46 total proposals, so almost 1 a week. If we take 46 minus 27 new clients, we'll get 19 recurring proposals. These are either returning clients from 2020 or clients that re-signed for another project in 2021. You can also see all the proposals that went to the grave for a number of reasons, but I'm super happy with these stats I have. Now, I'm showing you all this in an effort to show you what's possible. Like I said, this is only my first full year of doing this, so I'm stoked to have these kinds of numbers. If you're just starting off, go and download my creative business checklist where I break down all the steps I took when I was starting off. It's a few pages packed with easy action steps that you can take today. Looking back on the year, I also made a lot of mistakes, but most of these were pretty small and I learned from them quickly. I'm always willing to experiment with new things. I tried a lot of different sales copy that ended up failing. I tried doing seasonal promotions, but those discounts didn't really work. I'm still trying to figure that out. The biggest mistake I made was not charging enough. At the start of the year, I was charging almost nothing because I thought that if I'm the cheapest option, the client will go with me. The problem with this is that I'll attract terrible clients that want to boss you around and micromanage. The amount you charge is a reflection of how much you think your service is worth. And if your prices are dirt cheap, the client may think you're not professional. They'll try to babysit you sometimes. When I was starting out with a video this year, I was charging $300 per video. I laugh at that now. For the amount of work that goes into video, I learned that I should be charging at least 3 to 5 to 10 times that amount depending on the amount of work that goes into the video. By charging more, I could be more attentive to the client and put in more energy into the video to deliver the best product possible. Another big mistake I made early on was trying to sell my service and not the result. Let me explain a bit. I was pitching that I was a photographer that'll take awesome photos for your brand. Well, there's thousands of people out there doing the same thing. Instead of starting with the service I offer, I started with the outcome for that service for the client. I would say, my photos will drive more awareness for your brand and generate more sales. This simple change in how I presented myself was huge. I was still taking the same photos, but the way I presented them to the client made a world of difference. And that was my 2021. I didn't cover everything, but I covered all the big things. We talked rebranding, hiring, restructuring my offer, clients, and mistakes. I hope you learned something here today, and if you did and want to stay notified for future videos, please consider subscribing. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers to 2022.